Environment Day. Now what happened was, when we go to the history, so in the 18th century, 19th century Europe, industrial revolution started. New and new inventions were being made, steam engine was invented, and other inventions were also there, electricity, bulb, machines and all, hand looms. These new inventions transformed the way manufacturing was done, production was done. And these new methods of manufacturing or production was nothing but industrial revolution. Those industries at that time were developing, but now they are developed. They are developed because they did, take part in the industrial revolution, and they did a lot of emissions during those times. They became the manufacturers for the world. Now, things happened, Second World War happened, and after that, the world went into a Cold War era. But these industrialized countries, the developed countries so-called, they kept on emitting. And by 1970s, the scientists all over the world, or the meteorologists all over the world, started feeling that this excessive pollution is creating an impact on our environment. What is that impact? The climate is changing. Global warming is happening. So we need to take adequate measures to conserve our environment. In the year 1972, United Nations in Stockholm conducted a meeting. And that meeting was for climate change or conserving the climate. You can understand it in this way. Countries from all across the world were invited. India also joined. And this meeting in 1972 in Stockholm was on 5 of June. A major outcome of this meeting was the United Nations Environment Program was established. And it was decided that from 1973 onwards, 5th June will be observed as World Environment Day. And since then, every year, 5th June is observed as the World Environment Day. This year, South Korea was the global host. The theme was Beat Plastic Pollution. This year. You need to know the themes, you need to memorize the themes also, because UPSC in prelims can ask such kind of questions. Prime Minister Modi strengthened the Ek Ped Maa Ke Naam initiative. Now this Ek Ped Maa Ke Naam initiative was started by India in 2024, last year. Actually, in commemoration of your mother, you plant a sapling. Now that sapling will have an emotional touch as well. Prime Minister's mother sadly, died, and in her memory, he started this campaign, Ek Ped Maa Ke Naam. He planted saplings, and wherever he goes on foreign visits, he makes sure that he plants a sapling there as well. In fact, S. Shankar also, when he goes, like last year he went to Maldives, there he planted a sapling under this initiative, Ek Ped Maa Ke Naam. In Pakistan, he visited last year for the SCO summit. There also in the Indian embassy, he planted a sapling under this initiative, Ek Ped Maa Ke Naam. So they want to spread the awareness of planting trees and having an emotional connect with that as well. Prime Minister Modi strengthened this with that. He planted a banyan sapling at the Bhagwan Mahavir Vanasthali Park in New Delhi on June 5. This is also aimed to enhance reforestation efforts in Aravalli mountain range. So we also pledge that in India we will talk about, or we will do, Aravalli mountain range afforestation. So this was the poster of World Environment Day. Together we can beat plastic pollution. This was the theme, and this we need to remember. Now what is World Environment Day? So it was this United Nations General Assembly in 1972. World Environment Day was set up by it. This was the same day the Stockholm Conference on the Human Environment, the first big global meeting on environmental issues, began. The name of that conference was Stockholm Conference on Human Environment. United Nations Environment Program was set up, and since 1973, UNEP has been responsible for celebrating this day worldwide. So this was a major event, this Stockholm Conference. The theme is Beat Plastic Pollution this year. It aims to make people aware of how plastics are made, used and thrown away. Now, what is the main purpose or what is the main objective of such kind of, I would say, days? One of the cardinal objectives is to generate awareness among the people. I know that this is one particular day out of 365 days in a year, but this one particular day, if you are impacted by the celebrations, by the information, if you become aware, then on the rest 364 days also you can be aware about it. This is the main, I would say, objective behind such kind of or celebrating such kind of days. It promotes solutions like refusing, reducing, reusing and recycling plastic. Now, significance of plastic pollution. Plastic pollution makes other problems like pollution, loss of plants and animals and climate change worse. Definitely, because it is not biodegradable. It is not environment friendly. It persists in the environment for hundreds of years, causing, pollution. Every year, 11 million tons of plastic enter water bodies. Now, since it is entering water bodies, so it impacts the life in the waters as well. Tiny plastic pieces called microplastics. Microplastics are generally those plastics which are having a diameter of less than 5 micrometer. They are more dangerous because they are small in size and they can penetrate inside the bodies of the marine, I would say, animals. The global cost of plastic pollution is estimated to be $300 to $600 billion each year. India produces 9.3 million tons of plastic waste yearly, which is nearly 20% of the world's total. So, burning over 5.8 million tons of plastic yearly releases harmful chemicals. We find no solution, so we burn it. Burning is not a solution. Burning obviously leads to increased amount of emissions and toxic gases as well. Now, key initiatives for the environment taken by India. So, first is this Ped Maa Ke Naam initiative. This is the campaign to generate awareness about, planting. Now, this was launched in 2024 on the World Environment Day last year. It encourages planting trees in mothers' names. It combines environmental protection with honoring motherhood, showing how mothers, like trees, nourish and support life on the planet. Objective is to promote protecting the environment, increasing forest cover, and support sustainable development while honoring mothers. Now, this emotional connect will be there with that sapling, so you will make sure that this sapling grows, you will water it regularly. This is what assumptions are made while formulating this campaign, I would say. On September 22, 2024, the Territorial Army planted over 5 lakh saplings in 1 hour in Jaisalmer, and they set a world record for that. And under this initiative only, Ped Maa Ke Naam. The Aravali Green Wall Project. As I said, or as I mentioned earlier, that our focus is on making the Aravalis also, attractive, green again. So, what is happening there? This project aims to create 1400 kilometer long and 55 kilometer wide green belt. So, if I talk about the Aravalis, Aravalis run from Gujarat, Rajasthan, and they end up here in Delhi this way. Now, the Aravali Green Wall project is basically these are trees and 5 kilometers here, 5 kilometers there from Aravali. We want to do that. Now, why we want to do that? Because see, Thar desert is here and Thar desert is expanding. Land degradation is happening in and around Aravali. So, to reverse that land degradation and to halt the increasing desertification of the Thar desert, this Aravali Green Wall project is picked up by India. And it is not picked up now, this year. It has been, 2-3 years since we have adopted it. The main aim, or what do we do in this Aravali Green Wall project? 5 kilometers in and around the Aravali hills, we do afforestation. That is it. So, this is what this Aravali Green Wall project, 1400 kilometer long, 5 kilometer wide green belt around Aravali mountain range. It covers states of Haryana, Rajasthan, Gujarat and Delhi. Aravalli, they end in Delhi over here. Majnu Ka Tila is the end point of the Aravalli Hills. Inspiration, it is inspired by Africa's Great Green Wall project. Now in Africa also, such kind of project was there, Senegal to Djibouti, and started in 2007, and it led to afforestation. Objectives to fight land degradation and stop the Thar desert from spreading east. So this is what I already told you. This green belt will restore the damaged land, block desert dust, improve local wildlife, and help with things like absorbing carbon and improving water quality as well. Need, India faces severe land degradation. Now according to ISRO, India's land was degraded, in 2018-19, this much land was degraded. And this is concerning. This is roughly, 30%. And this is a finding by a government agency, that is ISRO. That is concerning. It should not have been there. So this Aravalli Green Wall project definitely will contribute in reducing this figure. Now, since this year's theme is tackling plastic pollution or plastic waste, so plastic pollution in this particular year, or not in this particular year, but yes, plastic pollution in India overall, how it is. We need to look at that as well. The main causes of high plastic pollution in India. India produces 3.5 million tons of plastic waste annually, with each person using around 11 kg of plastic per year. ये क्यों है? Why is it there? Because more industries and consumerism is rising. India is among the top 10 plastic polluting countries. Plastics are cheap, easy solutions. Other methods are there, but they are not as cheap, or they are not as strong, like paper bags. They are there, but again, it takes a toll on the environment because paper is produced by trees. Poor waste management is there. Only 15 to 20% of plastic waste is recyclable. Rest, it ends up in landfills, जो कूड़े के पहाड़ होते हैं, water bodies, or is burned. If it is burned, then also it is harming the environment. Most recycling is informal, done by waste pickers in unsafe conditions. So that is there that, first of all, only 15 to 20% of plastic waste is recyclable. That too, it is in informal setups. Single-use plastics. Single-use plastics means you cannot recycle them. You use them only once and then you dispose them. And since they are not biodegradable, it takes years and years and years and years and years. They are kept in the garbage dumps, and they contribute to pollution. And we use single-use plastics a lot. So SUPs, single-use plastics, in 2023, nearly 43% of India's total plastic waste was single-use plastic. जो हम कहते हैं ना, भैया polythene दे दो, when we go for shopping or something like that, and those polythenes are single-use plastics. Some states have bans. Rules are often not strongly enforced, and alternatives are expensive or hard to find. Plastics in rivers and oceans. 3 out of the world's top 10 rivers carrying 90% of plastic waste, Ganga, Indus and Brahmaputra, are in India. India adds 0.6 million tons of plastic waste to oceans every year. And this is something not to be proud of, actually. Fast urbanization. As I told you in the introduction only, that urbanization is increasing rapidly. So this increasing urbanization is leading to a lot of problems as well, because one of such problems is pollution, and among the pollution it is plastic pollution. In cities like Bengaluru, Mumbai, daily waste is huge. Plastic pollution shows problems in planning and management. These plastic pollution ends up in the drains, clogging them, and thereby leading to urban flooding also. This also happens. So that is a problem. Now, issues with mismanaged plastic waste. Obviously, it is harming the environment. If it is burnt, it will harm the environment. If it is kept, it will definitely harm the environment because it is not biodegradable. Public health risks are attached with it. 5.8 billion tons of plastic waste are openly burned, especially in villages and urban slums. We don't have any regulations, rules being followed over there, releasing cancer-causing chemicals. So public health risks are there. Microplastics have been found in Indian table salt, seafood and drinking water. Means microplastics are entering our body as well. So again, this is a problem. Plastic waste blocking drains, leading to still water, making malaria and dengue outbreaks worse. Just I mentioned urbanization mein this is a big problem. Economic costs. A report estimates that India could lose over $133 billion in material value from plastic packaging by 2030, with $68 billion lost from uncollected plastic waste. So this is there. Plastic filled beaches, they become unattractive, leading to loss in tourism as well. Regulations and solutions for plastic waste management. Key regulation: Plastic Waste Management Rules 2016, Plastic Waste Amendment Rules 2022, Plastic Waste Amendment Rules 2024, Swachh Bharat Mission, Indian Plastic Pact. All these have been the regulations which have been passed. Most of them are banning single-use plastics. But, they are not being enforced properly because we are not able to find alternative solutions which are cheap. If you go to the sabji wale bhaiya or fruit wale bhaiya, they will issue you plastics. They will give you those fruits or sabji in a polythene because they don't have any alternative. So, वो मजबूर है देने को. They are compelled to give so. Now, steps to strengthen plastic waste management. Stronger rules and enforcement should be done. Obviously, this has to be there. One provision is this extended producer responsibility, EPR. Means the manufacturer, let's suppose an electronic company, Philips, is the producer. And it produces, let's suppose a hair dryer. And a hair dryer is of plastic body. I buy it and I use it for 5 years, let's suppose. And when I have to dispose it off, I will dispose it off as an e-waste. So Philips has that responsibility to recycle that. That is why, schemes like exchange your old products and all, they are running. You go with that old dryer, you give it and you purchase a new one. You'll get some discounts also on that because Philips will be able to fulfill its extended producer responsibility. Producer responsibility is not only just to give you in a eco-friendly packing or something like that. Once it is used, then you have to recycle that. You have to refurbish that. That is an extended responsibility of the producer. So these kind of things are also coming in India. And that is very much needed. Better waste management systems. India's plastic recycling rates have dropped, showing a need for more material recovery facilities. So already, very less plastic is recyclable. 11 to 15% of it is recyclable. And in that too also recycling rates have dropped because material recovery facilities are inefficient. Waste pickers are not working in formal systems or formal setups. They have to brought in formal setups. Reduce plastic use and promote alternatives. Promote alternatives like, we are using it in multiple ways, like we can promote bamboo or cloth bags, edible cutlery and biodegradable packaging, higher taxes on single-use plastics. These kind of solutions can be, adopted to reduce plastic use and promote alternatives. Make sure that those alternatives are equally cheap. Public awareness and behavior change. Because see, our Prime Minister says one thing: reform, perform, and transform. Reform, laws, policies have to be made. This is the responsibility of the government. Perform, to implement these laws, policies. Bureaucracy means you guys, civil servants, is responsible. Okay. You have to, sorry, I should have written it over here. Perform means implement or execute. And here, bureaucracy is important. Transform means change. The major change will only come with people's participation. Jan Bhagidari. This is how reform, perform, and transform will work. And that is what public awareness and behavior change is needed to actually bring the change. Technology and new ideas. So there are pyrolysis plants which can turn non-recyclable plastic into diesel. Again, this is, waste to energy which we are creating. But again, by burning diesel, we will pollute the environment. Then we have also found solutions like we have built over 1 lakh kilometers of roads using plastic waste in at least 11 states of the country. Mr. Nitin Gadkari is boasting about it, and yes, this is very true that we are putting the plastic waste in the roads. So this is what can be done by India. But yes, we will have to find innovative solutions to this particular issue, that is plastic waste management in the country.